Welcome back to Rove Live. My next guest is a musical theatre star, an actor, a TV presenter, a fashion designer, a singer and songwriter. Her latest single is out now. It's called Put the Needle on It. Say hello to Dannii Minogue.
Wow. What have you put in their goodie bags there?
Caffeine, hooray!
Love it.
Can I start by saying you look good?
Thank you. Oh, compliment always goes down well. Thank you, lovey.
Oh, obviously very good. I got called lovey. I must remember that. So what have you been up to? What have you been doing?
I spent a year co-writing a new album, and so I've mainly been in the studio. And I'm just gearing up for the first release from the album, which is coming out in England first and then Australia next. So it's kind of a nerve-wracking time.
Do you still get nervous, though? You're a bit more experienced now?
I get completely nervous. I think nerves are the best thing about this job. I mean, I hate to know, have the same thing happening every day or know what's going to happen. And definitely with this job, you have no idea what the outcome, is going to be. Otherwise, everybody would have a number one if they knew how to do that. So there's a lot of nerves involved.
Now, you've been in the entertainment industry since you were 7 years of age. Did you have any other choice but to be in the entertainment industry?
I guess I'm not really trained to anything else. I left school at 16, so I'm crossing my fingers it all still carries on for a little longer. But yeah, one of the first things I did is in the studio where you're sitting now as a contestant on Young Talent Time, so it's quite funny.
Oh, of course, I forgot about that, Young Talent Time. Were they great days? Were they heady days, Dannii?
I have a lot of fond memories from Young Talent Time, a lot of good friends that I made while I was working there, and basically without Young Talent Time I wouldn't have had the chance to get into this industry, so I kind of owe Johnny Young everything for giving me a lucky break.
This probably means nothing to you living in the UK, but he was the first ever guest we've had in our illustrious swivel chair. It's a highly popular yet highly controversial segment on this program. Every week we try to guess who's in the swivel chair. First time, Johnny Young. Very exciting.
Oh, okay.
Wow, she really doesn't care. But I like the fact that you pretended to. Now, did you ever have any plans to do anything other than, like, being a singer, being a performer? Is there anything you ever wanted to do otherwise?
I guess through all the years at Young Talent Time, you learn a lot about behind the scenes. And I was quite interested in going to Swinburne College in Melbourne and becoming a director. But that kind of never happened because I just kept working, doing other stuff. And
so what about now, having started at such a young age and now that you're older, the whole time you've probably been in the public eye, under public scrutiny. Is it a hard life to live? Did you ever really get a chance to grow up?
Yeah, I mean, you grow up, but you're just under different circumstances. I had a lot of fun. I was doing what I wanted to do. I mean, there's kids that are pushed into performing, but it was what I desperately wanted to do, and I think I would have gone nuts if I didn't get the chance to do it.
And explain to me why it is that journalists feel the need to try to create some kind of conflict between you and your sister, Kylie. I don't understand it.
It makes the perfect headline, and I guess a lot of the time with journalism, it doesn't matter if it's the truth or not.
So do you still get it bad from journalists? I know the tabloid people aren't so bad here, but they're still pretty full on in the UK.
I think that when I first came over to England, Kylie was, just on everything and everybody knew her. So it was a lot in the beginning because they had only known me from home and away, and then coming over to England and said, oh, well, Dannii wants to sing now because her sister's singing. And I think, I've been here over 10 years now. I've got a lot of work that I've done in London, so people are sort of taking me on my own right now, and it's becoming less and less of this comparison thing.
And now, of course, you've got your own career anyway, and you have carved your own niche. You've got the new single, Put the Needle on It, which is out. You've got a sexy little look happening in the clip, looking a bit, semi-dressed on a turntable.
well, you know, it's got to be done.
It was going to be the idea for my own film clip, which now I have to scrap. Thanks a lot. Now, it seems to me this is going to be another one of those huge hits in the dance clubs. Do you go out to dance clubs much?
Dance clubs? I haven't even heard that word before.
Oh, I don't know. Blue light
nightclub.
discos, whatever you want to call them. I don't know.
In the disco. I guess, yeah, I mean, the stuff that I'm doing, has, you know, very much a dance production on it. And it's one of the things I love about being in London, because there's so much dance music made here and so much on the radio. But I believe the radio stations in Australia are playing more and more now due to public demand, which is a good thing.
And so if you've ever been out in, well, what do you call them? If you don't call them a dance club, if you don't, I don't know, what do you call them?
A nightclub or a club.
No, it's not that different. It's not like I said, oh, it's a skabadoodly-a-doodly-day place or something.
No, but it's like, you know, my parents in the 50s met at like a dance hop, and it just reminds me of that, a dance club where you picture you're going to be dancing with somebody doing the tango or something.
Do you go to proms much?
How old are you, Rove?
She's on to me. I'm 12.
Caught you.
So when you go out to one of your fancy nightclubs, if your song comes on, how do you react when that happens?
I've only been in a club once when my song came on, and it's terrifying. It's kind of like, you know how bad it is when you hear yourself back on an answering machine? I mean, multiply that, and everyone else is listening as well. So it's like, it's exciting, but it's like completely embarrassing at the same time.
Well, I'm sure the new single will be very popular in the clubs as well. It is Put the Needle on It. It's out now. Please thank Dannii Minogue. Thank you. Everybody's getting funky tonight. Thank you, Dannii. Now it's time to welcome our stand.